we could, the next first item is the Pledge of Allegiance. So if we could all please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the
United
United
States
States
of America,
and
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next item on the agenda is order of business. I do not have any changes to the order of business. I actually think this will be a very brief meeting. We should be able to move through it quickly, as we did not have many large agenda items, just some time-sensitive ones that we had to address today. And again, I thank everybody for being able to make it because we just had our last meeting, it seems like last week. But we'll get through these items rather quickly. Item C is communication to the Board of Education, public comment. Communication to the board. We did receive something today, but I think we'll take it up next week, right? Our next meeting, Jeff.
Next meeting. Yep.
I really haven't had an opportunity except for to very quickly glance through it. And I don't know if the whole board was copied. Do you recall?
They were not.
Nope. All right. So we'll share that with the whole board and get that over in preparation for our next meeting on the 7th.
Yep.
Public comment. It looks like we have board members and we have 2 others on the call. There's a total of 10 in here.
Tim, where did you see public comment near the top of your agenda? It's only at the bottom.
Oh, item C, communication to the Board of Education, public comment.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. My mistake.
So do we have any public comment? I know there were 2 additional on the call, it says, and I don't know who they are.
It would be Elizabeth, I believe, our recording secretary.
And then there's an NHPS BOE meetings.
Yeah, that's Paul Carmen, our IT director, who's recording the meeting. So that's it.
Right, so I'm going to assume then we don't have any public comment. So we'll move on to item D, superintendent's report.
Okay, just got a couple quick things. Number one, hope everyone had an awesome Thanksgiving with families and friends. Another quick piece of information I just wanted to share real quickly. We had talked briefly about our non-lapsing account. So we're waiting for our auditor's final review to give us an exact dollar amount. So my best guess would be that they're going to be wrapping that up hopefully in the next couple of weeks, and then we'll get a monetary amount in January at the latest, I'm hoping. But the auditors have not physically been to the Board of Education office as of yet. So we'll get to work with them as soon as they come. They have been emailing back and forth and asking for different financials. Up next, I have negotiations. I just want to give another, again, big public shout out. We're wrapped up with negotiations to our chairperson, Penny Miller, for our subcommittee for policy and negotiations. So, really appreciative to her. To Frank Rodenberg, I know he's not on this call, but it was also intricately involved, and so is Deirdre Tyndall. So thank you again, board members, for spending many hours and days and nights and weeks, it felt like forever, so that we could work on the 4 contracts that we settled. Up next, I have that on January the 7th, prepare the Board of Education, as I had mentioned last time we met, to be ready for our unveiling of our new 5-year district plan. So I'll be presenting that along with our team on January the 7th. And wrapping up my superintendent's report, just want to wish everyone happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year, because we won't see each other until January the 7th. That is all that I have for superintendent's report.
Any questions for Jeff? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to item E, Board of Education Chair's report. I would like to echo what Jeff said about your Thanksgiving. I hope everybody enjoyed with family and friends and had a relaxing time. Weather was very nice over the weekend, so I hope everybody was able to enjoy. Second item under the Board of Education Chair's report is I do want to remind everyone that December 10th is the town meeting. That town meeting will be when we present our grants for town approval and acceptance of those grants. So if you're able to attend, that is at the Senior Center on December 10th at 6. Or was it 7? 7.
7. Board of Finance might be meeting at 6, but she hasn't sent out the agenda yet.
Okay. So if you're able to attend, please join us at the town meeting on the 10th. And the last item under the Board of Education Chair's report, next meeting, I would like to spend some time talking about our Board of Ed committees, our standing committees that we have. If you go on our website, they are listed there. Our committee membership is listed there as well. What I'd like to just bring up, and I'm hoping everybody can put some thought into it before our January 7th meeting, is there anything in particular for any of these committees that we want to meet on? For instance, we will be holding a long-range planning meeting, as Jeff just mentioned. We will also need to have a plant facilities and transportation meeting very soon, but others like student health and wellness or community outreach. Is there anything, curriculum committee, is there anything that this board would like to look into and have further discussion that we can have our superintendent schedule out those meetings and pull the group together? You know, again, are we doing everything we want to be doing as a board? Is there other things that we would like to be doing when it comes to community outreach, public relations? So if you can, between now and then, we'll have an agenda item to be able to discuss that at the January 7th meeting. Any questions on the Board of Education Chair's report? All right, moving right along then. Routine business, item number F, approval of minutes from the November 19th, 2024 meeting. I will entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion that we approve them.
Do I have a motion by Penny, second?
I'll second.
Second by Eric, thank you. Any discussion on the minutes? Any revisions, comments that anybody picked up in the review? All right, seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. All right, Elizabeth, I don't know if you could see, but that is unanimous. All right, next item is the expenditure report. Can I get a motion to approve the expenditure report?
I'll make a motion that we approve it.
Motion by Penny, can I get a second?
I'll second.
Second by Tim Russell. Any discussion on the expenditure report as printed? Questions, comments? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Again, Elizabeth, that is unanimous. Okay, moving to item G, new business. These are the two items that were time sensitive, which necessitated today's meeting. So I will hand them over to Superintendent Sousa, please.
Thank you so much, Chairman Kleps. I appreciate it. The first one is a review quickly for our Board of Education meeting schedule for the 25-26 school year and beyond. So we schedule out January 7th, right, 2025, all the way throughout the remainder of the 25 school year, and then planning into the 26 school year till June 2nd, 2026. We scheduled these out. You might notice that there's duplicative meetings in February and March. That is simply due to our budget season. If we don't need a meeting, we cancel it. If we need more meetings, we schedule a special meeting. So that's just because it's that time of the year when we're discussing budget in very fine detail, answering questions, presenting to the public, and taking public comment as we normally do. So that's what is there for February and March. You'll see that in both the 25 school year and the 26 as well in the second column. In going through all of the dates, they are either taking place on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. A majority of the meetings take place on the first Tuesday of the month. Four of them to be exact, take place on the second Tuesday of the month. And I make note of that because that's when the Board of Finance meets, and I want the Board of Education to be aware of that. If there is a conflict, I don't attend every single Board of Finance meeting, but I do attend some, and especially when requested to do so. I attend. Tim attends with me as well as needed. So if you're thinking that's a significant conflict, that's 4 potential conflicts out of these proposed 21 meeting dates. The remainder are 3rd or 4th Tuesdays of the month, and those don't typically have any conflicts with any other boards that I would have to attend or be a part of. So for your consideration, these are here. Once approved by the Board of Ed, we'll need a motion to approve, discussion, and then finally pass it through. These will then be posted. I will send this over to our town clerk, Miss Lynn Florio. She will then post it and then also have that available on the town website and our Board of Education website. So that's the wrap for that first component.
Okay, with that, can we start with a motion to approve the schedule for the New Hartford Board of Education from January 2025 through June 2026?
I'll make a motion, but I also have comments.
Yep. So we have a motion by Penny. Can we get a second for discussion?
I'll second it.
Second by Kristen for discussion. So yours, Penny?
I cannot make the meetings that you also hold on the Board of Finance nights.
Okay, there's a conflict there. I don't know which dates those are.
I have
we're
them.
not in budget season.
Yeah, I have them here. So April 8th, May 13th, October 14th, and then a May 2nd. Those would be the 4 that would conflict with our Board of Ed. Or Board of Finance, because they'll receive this. They may also opt to change, because I send this on to the Board of Selectmen and also to the Board of Finance. So sometimes they might work around it. I could certainly touch base with Carrie Guilfoyle, or we could modify this after approval tonight. It's up to the board.
Did you say May 2nd or May 12th?
May 12th. I apologize. That's
Okay.
It's May 12th, 2026. The other ones that conflict in the 25 year are April 8th, May 13th, and October 14th.
Okay. I would ask that you change them so that I can attend this meeting also. Can we just make it the following week?
I'm looking now.
Is it easier to approve now and then make the change later?
Probably. Yep, because then I could just make these quick tweaks, and I will, and then just represent it to the board again.
Now, let me, just for my clarity, and you may have said this, Jeff, the Board of Finance has posted their meeting schedule for 25 and 26?
No,
No.
sir.
No.
We're always before them. And the Board of
So-
Select, we announce our meetings prior to, and we publish them well before everybody else does.
So, Benny, and again, I share your concern about not being able to attend Board of Ed because you're at Board of Finance. Can we submit for now to approve this schedule as it is? If we have a conflict, we can either address it then, and in the meantime, talk to our board chair for the Board of Finance to see if they can not hit those dates.
The only thing is if you change them, if he submits this as regular meetings, I believe, and then you change them afterwards, they're going to have to be special meetings, right?
They can be, but with enough notification.
Yeah, I think we could reschedule a regular scheduled meeting as long as we post it in
Okay.
a sufficient amount of time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have to verify that with the town clerk, Penny, but I believe we can do that, right? And I
Okay.
know the concern is, again, we can only take up items that are on the agenda at a special meeting, but
Why can't we meet on the first Tuesday on those 4 months?
I'm going back right now and just reviewing. I don't think there's a particular reason, Penny. It was certainly to spread them out so we're not having board meetings every 2 weeks when we don't need to. I think
Okay.
that was the sentiment when this was created. So if I'm looking at March 18th, yeah, it's about 2 or 3 weeks. We could change it to April 1st. Otherwise, we're not meeting until much later because we have the April recess. So that April 8th could be changed to April 1st. The May 13th.
if you're March 18th, April 1st, you're only,
Yeah.
not many days apart, if that's the case.
That's why it falls the way that it does right now.
And then what, the 15th is school break?
The week after. And then May 6th, we could change the May 13th to May 6th. Again, it's close, but it's not, that one's a little bit easier to change. And then the October 14th can be changed to October 7th. Outside of elections or anything else, no, that would be November. So we're good there if we wanted to change that tonight. And
I don't believe they're, oh, that's right, this is 20, that's right, there are elections next year.
yeah.
But that's what, the second Tuesday in November?
This one
Maybe.
is, yeah. So we're clear on that one. So we
And
can,
then what about May 12th in 2026? Couldn't you just make that May 7th? No, 5th.
May 5th. Yep. So if we want to relook at everything, the ones that I would feel comfortable with are the May 6th, the October the 7th, and then into the 26th school year, or into 26 calendar year, May 5th instead of the 12th. The April
Right.
1st one is the only questionable one because then again, it's so close to the March 18th.
Right. Okay. Well, it's either I missed the Board of Finance or I missed Board of Ed, so. Unless she changes her calendar. I don't know. She hasn't made her calendar out yet.
Right. Right.
So Penny, I would entertain if you want to make a motion, if you want to amend your motion to change those 3 dates.
I'll amend my motion to change those 3 dates as Jeff has just stated.
Who was it? Who seconded? This was,
Kristen,
I'm on board.
okay, reseconded by Kristen with the revised dates. And those revised dates are, just to go through them, and Jeff, one more time, please.
You got it. Revising May 13th, 2025 to May 6th, 2025.
If that maintains a month between the 2 meetings, that's good. Between those meetings, that's okay.
Revising October 14th, 2025 to October 7th, 2025.
Okay, tightens that within 3 weeks of each other, but that's okay.
And revising May 12th, 2026 to May 5th, 2026.
And that maintains a month. Okay.
so do you think elections would be the 11th of November next year?
Probably around that time, right?
Oh,
Or
it's the 4th, Eric?
Supposed to
Yeah, it
be
might be the-
first Tuesday after the first Monday of the month.
Yeah, I think it'd be the week before that. Yeah, I think Eric might be right on the 4th.
So why not move the November 18th? Oh, because it's Veterans Day. Do you have school then?
Yep.
Couldn't we meet on November the 11th?
I don't know that we need to move that one. The
Okay, I'm just,
18th?
it's just that the 18th is so close to the 2nd of December. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Just curious.
Jeff, is there just one date that we're talking about here? Because I feel like we're doing like all this extra work and taking a ton of time up for just like one date that needs to be edited.
Yeah, I think the 3 that we just changed, I think the board's in agreement with. Now we're looking at another date. The April 8th, we're going to leave as is. But the November 18th, the question is if the board would like to change that one as well. To a week earlier, we are in session. It's totally up to the board, honestly. I mean, I don't have a pony in this race because I'm not noticing a conflict outside of. Yeah,
Oh, there's not a conflict. I just thought it would give more time in between the meetings instead
Yeah.
of having a
Yeah, I
meeting in the
understand.
middle of November and then a meeting 2 weeks later in December.
yeah, I understand, and I'm open to whatever the board feels is okay. You know.
Yeah, again, Penny, if you want to amend to add that one additional change.
Sure. I'll amend my motion to change November 18th, 2025 to November 11th, 2025.
Kristen, good?
Okay.
Okay. Any further discussion on the Board of Ed calendar for the January 2025 through June 2026? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. That is unanimous. Next item, please.
All right, next up is our school calendar. There are not significant changes. This continues the professional development work that we do. This has all of our holidays, our first day of school, our last day of school, our Thanksgiving recess. All of those typical components are listed here with the 180 mandatory days, according to the state of Connecticut, with a dismissal date of June 10th, minus, of course, any snow days or inclement weather days. The only significant change that we've made sure that we were very cognizant of is in the month of September. If you take a look there, we have been in contact with Region 7 to make sure that our open houses do not conflict. So with older siblings, we wanted to make sure that we were not on the same day as Region 7. So we've been in contact with them, and they actually posted it on their calendars too, which was a nice little additive there too. So we are a week later, so there wouldn't be conflicts there. So our open houses will be on the 17th and 18th. They are the week before on the 10th and 11th. So that was a nice piece that we put in place to avoid that conflict for families. And I think that they'll appreciate that. Not that I've received complaints, but I think it's a nice piece of improvement upon our calendar.
Is that for both of the schools, the middle school and the high school? They're the week
Yes.
before?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Exactly, Penny. Yep.
I'll make a motion that we approve the school calendar for 2025, 2026.
We get a second.
Second.
Second by Tim Russell. Any discussion?
I just had a quick question about February 17th. Is that a day off, or are they in school that day?
Say that again, Eric. I missed that.
February break,
Yes.
is that usually a Monday, Tuesday off, or just Monday?
The notes below it say February break is the 16th and 17th. I think the calendar just doesn't bold it and color
So
it.
it should be grayed out?
Yeah, I'll make
Okay.
I'll make an arrow. That's just a shading. The box was misshaded in the week after. That's what that was. Thank you.
All right. There'll still be 180 days, though?
Yes, there will
After
still be
doing that?
100 days. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we're simply moving the shading of the 24th, which is a Board of Ed meeting. It doesn't mean that day's actually off. You know what I mean? So I'll move it up.
I think Jeff, what Eric is referring to is the 17th is a February break day. It's not identified as a day in the calendar itself.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
not gray and bold.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that might. Yeah, then we'll have to recount that and make sure there's 180 because that would
Okay.
be.
Okay.
Yep, that's not mathing, as Kristen would say. That math is not
Well,
mathing.
just tell me when you were doing it. It looked
Yeah.
all right.
And the other change on here, based on the amendment to the Board of Ed calendar, that will have to be reflected in here.
Yep. The 24th. So let me take a look at that. Yes, it should be on the February the 25th. So that will be Board of Ed. Yeah, got it. I've got those two changes.
Well, no, I'm just saying throughout, we just made 4 different changes, right? For the calendar for next year.
So I had the 24th is not a Board of Ed meeting. It's the 25th of 2025 is a Board of Ed meeting.
It's on a Wednesday?
Yeah, that's what's listed here, right? Or am I looking at the wrong? No, 2025. Hold on. Forgive
It's
me. Sorry about that.
It's colored on the school calendar, but then on your list that we just approved, it says the 25th. Isn't that a Wednesday?
24th is a Monday of 2025. This calendar is a year behind.
That's what it looks like, right?
February 24th is a Monday.
What the heck?
It's
All right.
the wrong calendar.
Scratch this. Scratch it. I can't make motions, but I would recommend a motion to table this till January 7th. The
I'll
end.
take my motion back.
Yep. This is
All
a
right,
full
can I get a
year.
motion to table till January 7th?
That's fine. Tim, do
Tim,
you
you okay
approve?
second on that?
I'm good with that.
All those in favor?
Thank you.
That is unanimous. But Jeff, as you're doing this, what I was referring to is we just went in our Board of Ed and just changed 4 dates. Those would have to be reflected here as well for
Yep.
the same time period. But
Yep.
now we need to change the calendar holistically.
Good
Yeah.
catch, Eric.
Yeah, because it's the year before. It's the year that we're living now. Okay. Yep.
All
The
right.
calendar looks right to me.
Something's off.
Now, February, I'm looking at February 24th.
It is for the school year is for 25, 26.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. February of 25, Monday's the 24th. February 24th of 25.
What you're looking at on the calendar says February 26th,
Oh, maybe that's the problem.
and it's right. Always trust the admins.
Wait a minute.
That's true. We're setting this for 6 months from now.
Right.
So,
So it's not aligned with the Board of Ed meetings because the Board of Ed meetings start in January. This school year calendar doesn't start until 9 months later. And so when you're looking at the beginning of the January board meetings calendar,
Yeah.
it's not aligned with what this is. I think it's okay.
that is correct. Yeah. February 24th to 26th is a Tuesday. Yeah.
I'm double checking everything now.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that is 20. Okay, she's right. That is 26. Because if I go back to January, I'm looking at my phone calendar and Region 7's calendar and ours side by side by side.
Yeah, we're setting this yet. This is July of 25 start
Yeah.
month.
That's what it is.
Yes.
Okay.
No, wait a minute. This calendar that we have in front of us, December the 2nd was yesterday. But at the top it says 25, 26.
It's
Yeah.
Shouldn't it be
Right,
24,
today's
25?
Tuesday,
No, we
December.
already have 24, 25 calendars already set. We're setting the one for next year. 25.
I know, but the calendar below, the little blocks.
It's the block calendar is correct.
The
Yeah.
calendar, I just checked. The calendar is correct.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm looking at it versus 3 different ways. So we thought we had an error, but we don't.
Nope,
Like,
it's
outside of
good.
the board meeting date, we don't.
We just have to make sure the February 17th is not one of those 180 days.
Correct. I made a note of that here. Okay.
If it is, we'll have to move the last day of school to the
11th.
11th.
Correct. And push the PD day to the 12th.
Right.
I think it's okay.
Okay.
Okay. So then let's recap this. We're going to look back at the February Board of Ed meeting, which should be the 24th, not on the 25th. So that's a further revision to our board meeting dates. Because that was blocked off incorrect. That was not a Tuesday. So if you go back to what we just approved, that should
If
be
you
the
just send us invitations and all we have
No,
to do is hit
that's
accept and
not
put them
right.
on our calendar. This doesn't matter. We're taking
Yeah.
way too much
Yeah,
time.
it doesn't matter. And what you're trying to correct right now does not need to be corrected. Again, you need to look at the back, if you go to the Board of Ed calendar, the
Mhm.
block calendar only matches the dates in the right-hand column and the bottom of the left-hand column. So you have to shift what you're looking at. It is okay. The only thing that needs to happen is that the 17th needs to be shaded in. If you count the days at the top of the calendar, says February is counting for 17 of the 180 days. If you block off the 17th, there's still 17 school days there. It's okay. You just need to fix the shading on the 17th.
Got it.
However, if you look at the Board of Ed calendar we just approved, we moved the date from November 18th to 25. We moved it back. This calendar reflects November 18th to 25 is when our meeting is. We need to adjust the Board of Ed dates that we just approved.
Yep.
All right, so we'll just leave it tabled until next month. Okay.
You follow what I'm saying, Jeff? So
No.
we just moved the
I'm
November
looking.
18th, 25 meeting date a week earlier.
Yeah. So then we would shade the 11th on November instead of
Correct.
the 18th.
Correct.
Yeah, I got it.
So whichever other ones we made that adjustment to has to be made in here.
Yeah, completely understood.
All right.
Yep.
Did we approve February 17th as one of the meeting dates, February 17th, 2026?
Yes.
We
Because-
did. Yep.
That would be one of those, that would be the Tuesday of the February break.
Yep.
So it needs to change from the 17th to the 24th.
Huh? What are you talking about?
So what Eric is saying, school is not in session. It doesn't prohibit the Board of Ed from meeting.
True.
Certainly. You know what I mean? We can
Yeah.
meet if we wanted to, and Eric and the board would decide. This is your calendar. You would decide if that's not good. Eric could be saying, "Hey, you know what? I'm off. You know, I'm a teacher," or someone else could be saying, "I'm not going to be available." If we know that far in advance, then you may not be able to attend that meeting, and the board continues to keep the calendar dates as is, or we change it.
That's fine, but somebody attempted to change it on the school calendar.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
So which one do we want, the 17th or the 24th?
Doesn't really matter because the 3rd to the 17th is 2 weeks, so the 24th to March 3rd is probably, that's
1
2
week.
weeks, right?
It's literally the next week.
Yeah. But February 3rd to February 17th is a 2 week time period. Then you got February 17th to March 3rd, right? Which is going to be 3 weeks.
2.
So if you The 17th to the 23rd is how many weeks?
2 weeks. February is that shortened month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Why don't
it's
we
back to back. It's
We're
back to
trying
back
to
with
do
that
a
for the
meeting
budget.
during
Yeah,
that
we
time
can't-
period.
We can't move it, or we're going to be a week. We're going to be within a week of the 2 bookends if we move that date.
Fair
Can-
point.
Is it possible to just take that meeting off the calendar right now?
It is. The only reason that's
Wait
there is because
until
it's
you
budget.
have an understanding of the other meetings that will be scheduled during that time period for budget season, because don't you need to deal with the selectmen and the Board of Finance? And so we can look to see what they're meeting and then just plan to have a special meeting to catch up at whichever week works.
The reason they do that extra meeting in February is for the budget season.
I'm gonna say that we've already approved the Board of Ed meeting calendar. Let's leave it as it is. And if we have to adjust that 17th date when we get there, we can go ahead and adjust that date or cancel that date or do whatever we need to. Right, so I would reflect it on the Hartford Public School calendar as the 17th as it is today.
Got it. So then we'll shade that, make sure the shading is there, make sure the 180 days are correct.
Yep.
I got that. And then the other component was making sure that all of the new dates that we just approved in the previous motion are then shaded accurately in the 25-26 New Hartford Public Schools calendar. Got it.
Correct.
Got it.
Okay, and we have a motion to table. I think we motioned and that was approved. So we're good on that agenda item, correct?
Yes. Thank you.
All right.
Jeff,
So,
can you just, when we have this all finalized, just as a caveat, can you just make sure that that somebody sends out invitations so that we can just hit accept and they go on our calendar? And that way we,
Yeah, Janet will send out all the electronic invitations. Absolutely.
okay,
Yep.
perfect. Thank you.
Of course.
okay. Next item on the agenda is old business. There's nothing listed, so we'll move on to reports. Under reports, we do have Ed Advance on here. We did speak about that last meeting. Becky was invited to tonight's meeting. Unfortunately, she had a conflict. She is gathering the information that was requested by the board at our last meeting with, I believe, Jeff, now the intent of having that available for the January 7th meeting.
Yes.
Jeff, did you and Tim get the at advance how they've served New Hartford? Those are all the things they've done for New Hartford. Did you get that in the mail?
I got that in the mail yesterday. Yes. So that'll be in the January 7th packet.
Okay, Tim, did you get that? He said he sent it to you.
I don't believe who sent it to me.
Ed Advance sent a copy to the superintendent and the chair and myself as the delegate or as the board member.
Jonathan Costa sent it out. It's wonderful what they've done. So it's just some really cool highlights, but we'll share that in the January 7th meeting as well.
Tim,
Okay.
I'll send it to you. I'll take a picture and send it to you or email it to you.
All right, great. Thank you.
So you guys want me to report on that in January? Okay,
Yep.
perfect.
All right. And next item is public comment for agenda items only. Looking at our people in the meeting, it has not changed. So I'm assuming there are no additional public comment or no public comment for today. And the next item is adjournment. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved at 7:36.
Second.
Motion by Penny, second by Tim. All those in favor? That's unanimous. Thank you all for taking this call tonight. Appreciate it.
Bye. Have a Merry Christmas.
Thanks, guys. Merry
Yes,
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.